Yeah, in terms of sparring, we got some great guys coming in. Some really experienced southpaws that are smaller. I think Montana Love is coming in. Shakur Stevenson wants to come in. Jermaine Ortiz. We're gonna hit up Erickson Lubin, some of these guys. So we're just gonna bring in a plethora of fighters that are fast, quick, shifty southpaws.
And how you feel me? As a real boxing fan, you're like 9 times out of 10 you don't want to watch that shit. You're like, man, I'm not watching this shit. I want to see Tank in fights where I think that he can lose or...
What's up, fight fans? Something massive is happening right now in the boxing world, and you need to hear this. Jake Paul is getting ready for the biggest test of his entire life. A fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. This isn't like anything he's done before. Tank is faster, smarter, and way more dangerous than anyone Jake has faced. The pressure is real, and everyone's watching to see if Jake can actually pull this off. But here's the thing, Jake knows what's at stake, and he's making some serious moves in training camp. Today, we're breaking down exactly how he's getting ready for what could be the most important night of his boxing career. Now, before we get into the camp details, let's talk about Jake's journey. He started as a YouTuber and people laughed at him when he said he wanted to box, but he's proven everyone wrong fight after fight. This time though, things are different. Jake's not just training his body, he's training his mind. Fighting someone like Tank Davis means you can't make any mistakes. Jake's cutting out all the noise and focusing only on what matters. Being ready. He's not trying to prove anything to his haters anymore. This is about proving something to himself. Everything he's doing right now is planned out and focused on one goal: winning. So let's break down what Jake's actually doing in camp. First up, strength and conditioning. Jake knows that to survive a fight with Tank, he needs to be strong, fast, and able to keep going no matter how tired he gets. His workouts are brutal. He's lifting weights, running miles, and doing circuits that push him to the edge. Every session is about building power in his punches and making sure his body can handle anything Tank throws at him. The conditioning drills are designed to keep him sharp even when he's exhausted, because that's when fights are won or lost. Jake's building a body that can match Tank's speed and power for every single round.
There you go, champ. Let's go.
But here's what makes Tank Davis so dangerous. The guy has incredible speed, perfect timing, and knockout power that's dropped so many fighters. Jake knows this. He respects Tank, but he's not scared. That balance is everything. If Jake underestimates Tank, he could get knocked out cold. But if he doubts himself, he'll never perform at his best. This camp is different from all the others. Jake's not relying on being bigger or having more followers. He's training like a real boxer, someone who belongs at this level. Every lesson he's learned from past fights is coming together now. Jake's ready to show the world he's not just a celebrity, he's a fighter.
Definitely frustrated. He's slower. His arm reach not that much longer. We just gotta wait and see until we get in there and test the waters. But I'm for sure though that he decent and he gonna hold up for a couple rounds. But
And here's the big news that everyone's talking about. Jake just brought in Shakur Stevenson for sparring. This is huge. Shakur fights a lot like Tank. Amazing defense, smooth movement, and sharp counters. By sparring Shakur, Jake's basically getting a preview of what Tank will do in the ring. Shakur forces Jake to be patient, accurate, and smart with every punch. This isn't easy sparring, it's war. Jake has to deal with speed and pressure that most fighters never see in training. Going against someone as skilled skilled as Shakur means Jake will be ready for Tank's timing and ring intelligence. This is the kind of preparation that separates winners from losers.
People are always gonna say this shit. Like, I'm just sick of it, man. What do people have to say? Come on, keep on saying it. Whatever you got. This is what I do, bro. This is why I'm the biggest in the sport. This is why everyone's here today. This is why I've had the most viewed fight in boxing history. So at the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm gonna fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
Even big names in boxing are starting to believe in Jake. Chael Sonnen came out and said something interesting. This is the first time people actually think Jake can win. That's never happened before. Chael said Jake's size advantage is real and his training has been smart. He mentioned that Jake's learned so much from fighting tough competition and now knows what it takes to win at this level. Chael believes Jake's confidence could be the key to beating Tank. He even said a win on November 14th is actually possible. When someone like Chael Sonnen says that, people listen.
Jake has never done a fight where the public thought he was going to win. And how will he respond? I mean, I just share that with you. Like, it's an interesting thing, and Jake's even got to ask himself it. You got to keep yourself in the best frame of mind for success. And over time of competing, you start to learn, hey, I do well with this, I don't do well with this. And confidence is one of them. People will always tell you you've got to be confident and you've got to believe.
But Jake's not doing this alone. Behind every fighter is a team, and Jake's got a solid crew pushing him every single day. They keep him focused, hold him accountable, and don't let him slack off. His team decided to bring in Shakur for those intense sparring sessions because they know what Jake needs to beat Davis. They're not just there to cheer him on, they challenge him and tell him the truth even when it's hard to hear. Jake's talked about how important it is to have real people around him, people who keep it honest and push him to be better. That bond with his team gives him strength when the training gets brutal, and right now, he needs every bit of that support.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Jake's training goes beyond heavy bags. He spends hours on pads, sharpening combos, defense, and timing. His coaches drill slipping, countering, and staying balanced under pressure. Every session focuses on precision, building muscle memory so he can react instinctively. Against someone as fast as Tank, clean execution and split-second reactions are crucial. The stakes are huge. If Jake beats Gervonta Davis, he sheds the YouTuber label and becomes a legit contender. It could lead to bigger fights and title shots. More than fame, this fight is personal. It's the payoff for years of sacrifice and doubters. This isn't just a fight, it's Jake's shot to prove who he really is.
So, like, the last fight I had was the end of chapter 1. This is the beginning of chapter 2. And I'm only 28 years old. I have a lot more to prove. And once I beat this guy, more people will shut up. But at the end of the day, I'm really still just getting warmed up in the sport. And I'm going to show how good I am. You know, this is a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter that I'm going to outbox. And truly, when people run back to this press conference, all the shit talk, all the fun, they're going to be like, wow, this kid really is doing something monumental in the sport. And he's actually an insane boxer. And I'm going to show that this guy who's been doing it his whole life has been doing it wrong his whole life.
Jake's heavy bag work builds power, rhythm, and stamina with every punch. He drills hooks, uppercuts, and body shots to maintain form deep into rounds, knowing Tank is dangerous late. This training sharpens his endurance and prepares him to match Tank's relentless pace. While Jake trains hard, Tank Davis has kicked off his own serious camp. Known for his explosive style and sharp instincts, Tank is locked in and focused. This early phase is about building a strong foundation to defend his reputation and be at his best for the challenge ahead.
Looking at Jake Paul as a real fighter, I watch him when I'm training, when I'm home from the gym, and you know, we're not taking him lightly. You know, again, it's gonna be good for the sport. I'm just glad to be here, you know.
The first days of camp are crucial, and Tank knows it. While fans focus on fight night, the real work starts early. Training now shows Tank's serious mindset and respect for the challenge. He's fully committed and ready for the spotlight.
We all know that tall fighters is a taller fighter. A shorter person is hard to fight a taller person. So, I mean, while a taller person is hard to fight a shorter person. So, we know he's gonna be definitely frustrated. You know, he's slower. You know, his arm reach not that much longer. We just gotta wait and see until we get in there and test the waters. But
Tank's starting camp shows it's more than just image. It's about cementing his legacy. He's serious, committed, and setting the tone early, proving that preparation is what makes champions. This fight matters, and Tank is ready to handle business. Camp brings discipline and focus to Tank's prep, narrowing his world to training and mindset. Success is built in these quiet moments, away from hype, while others predict Tank works, building habits that lead to dominance on fight night.
On it already. I came from the weigh-in.
Jake's key prep is sparring with partners like Shakur, who mimic Tank's style. It tests his strategy, reactions, and endurance under real pressure. Success boosts his confidence. Struggles highlight what to fix. These sessions mentally and physically prepare him for Tank's aggression, making him battle ready.
Do it again.
You want right back. Take that bitch right back out there.
Back in the stick, nice and heavy.
Yeah.
Head up, center, good move.
See what side of your back is hitting every time. Goes the same way.
Bring 2 and 3, no problem. Bring 1, bring your feet.
Give me more dab. Have a trap.
Good spin.
Give me more dab.
I got you. Good.
That'll work, man.
Guys, work out of there. Work out of there. Right down the middle.
Roy Jones Jr. isn't thrilled about the fight, calling it more about money than tradition. He believes fighters like Tank prioritize paychecks over building legacies or inspiring others. His remarks highlight controversy surrounding the matchup.
Because y'all know I'm not going to be for that. I'm going to argue against it, which is cool. I'm not mad about it. I'm cool with that because I am going to stand on my 2 when it comes to me talking about me being a world champ. I want to be like Muhammad Ali. You understand me? I'm not going to lie about it. I can't tell you nothing, no difference. I want to be the best in my division. As a matter of fact, I want to be the best around my division. Not just in my division, even around my division, I want to be the best. Today's fighters, they have been taught that that's not the way to do it nowadays. Nowadays, go for the bag. So everybody is going for the bag.
Right now, the entire boxing world is watching as both Jake Paul and Tank Davis get into serious training mode. Fans can feel something big is coming. Both men are training with everything they've got because losing isn't an option. There's also real concern about injuries because this fight carries genuine danger for both guys. Jake has the size advantage while Tank brings speed, accuracy, and knockout power. Either fighter could win this based on their strengths, which makes it impossible to predict. With such different styles and so much on the line, the boxing community is expecting an explosive and dramatic showdown when these two finally step in the ring. So here's the question for you. Do you think bringing Shakur Stevenson into sparring is the game changer Jake needs, or will Tank Davis's own preparation be too much to overcome? Both fighters are putting in serious work, and when they finally meet, only one will come out on top. Can Jake's size and mindset beat Tank's speed and power, or will Tank prove once again why he's one of the sharpest fighters in the game today? Drop your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more boxing content.